Most people see a Japanese apartment barely bigger than a closet and think, no way I could live there. But here's the cold truth. While everyone else is paying for space they don't need, and the Japanese are quietly building wealth by doing the exact opposite. They don't waste money heating empty rooms, filling corners with furniture, or renting space for stuff they barely use. Every square meter they don't pay for turns into savings. Real, measurable money that goes toward travel, investments, or simply living free from financial stress. It's not suffering, it's strategy. And it's one of the smartest money habits in the world. When you live in a small space in Japan, you don't just save on rent, you save on everything. It's a chain reaction that most people overlook. Start with rent. In cities like Tokyo or Osaka, shaving off just 10 square meters of living space can save you hundreds of dollars a month. That's thousands a year, without even trying. Japanese people know this. Many deliberately choose smaller apartments not because they can't afford bigger ones, but because they understand the power of compounding savings. Rent is just the beginning. A smaller apartment automatically means lower utility bills. You're heating or cooling a fraction of the space, using less water and consuming less electricity overall. Think about it. You don't need to run multiple heaters or blast an AC for hours just to cool down a room. One small unit does the job. Over time, that's hundreds more in your pocket each year. Then there's furniture. When you don't have space for bulky items, you simply don't buy them. No oversized couch, no giant TV stand, no dining table that seats 6 just in case. Japanese homes are built for efficiency. A foldable table, a single futon that doubles as a couch, stackable storage boxes. It's not deprivation, it's intentional design. By default, you spend less furnishing and decorating your home, and what you do tends to be practical, durable, and multi-purpose. Even cleaning becomes cheaper and faster. A small space takes minutes to tidy, which saves not only cleaning products, but also time. Time that can be used to work, rest, or just live better. The Japanese mindset values efficiency, and small living fits perfectly into that. Every object, every square foot has a purpose. Nothing sits idle. And here's the kicker. Those small daily savings quietly stack up. The money you save on rent, utilities, and furniture doesn't disappear. It compounds. Over 5 years, those savings can equal the down payment on a home, a global vacation, or a solid investment portfolio. Japanese people understand this cause and effect deeply. Living small isn't a sacrifice, it's a system. While many Western cultures equate bigger homes with success, Japan flips the script. They see financial control as the true measure of comfort. A small apartment with no financial stress beats a big house with massive bills any day. The lesson is simple. Every extra square meter you pay for is a cost, not a necessity. And when you eliminate those unnecessary costs, you don't just save money, you gain freedom. Minimalism in Japan isn't a trend, it's a deeply ingrained lifestyle, and one that directly translates to financial strength. When you live in a culture where space is limited and clutter is frowned upon, you naturally start thinking differently about what you own and what you spend on. For the Japanese, owning less isn't about aesthetics or following a social media movement. It's about maximizing peace, efficiency, and financial control. The typical Japanese home is a masterclass in intentional living. Every item has a purpose, and if it doesn't belong. This habit goes far beyond tidiness. It creates a mental clarity that shapes how people approach money. When you stop buying unnecessary things, you stop chasing unnecessary income to sustain them. Your expenses drop, your savings rise, and your stress falls. Minimalism forces you to question value, and that's where the real money strategy kicks in. Do you need the latest phone, or will your current one do? Do you need 20 outfits or 5 that actually make you feel good? Do you need to own something, or can you borrow or share it? Japanese people ask these questions instinctively. The result? Less waste, more savings, and a lifestyle built on intentional choices instead of impulse. Even the physical layout of Japanese homes encourages frugality. Smaller wardrobes, limited storage, and multi-purpose furniture make it almost impossible to hoard. You simply don't have the space to overconsume. That limitation turns into a hidden advantage. It trains financial discipline. Every purchase becomes a decision with real weight. And it's not just about saving money, it's about redirecting it. By spending less on stuff, Japanese people can focus their resources on experiences, travel, education, or investments. They'd rather build memories than piles of possessions. This shift in mindset transforms minimalism into a long-term wealth strategy. The Western version of minimalism often feels performative, decluttering once a year, buying minimalist furniture, or chasing a clean aesthetic. But in Japan, it's everyday practicality. It's not about having a perfect home, it's about having a stable life. At its core, minimalism teaches one powerful truth: money saved is money earned. Every object you choose not to buy keeps you closer to freedom. That's why Japanese minimalism isn't just beautiful, it's brilliant finance in disguise. Japan has turned small space living into an art form, and at the center of it all is smart design. Every inch of a Japanese home works harder than you can imagine. It's not just about fitting things into tight quarters. It's about designing a space that saves time, stress, and most importantly, money. When you walk into a typical Japanese apartment, you'll notice something right away. There's no wasted space. Everything has a function, often more than one. Beds fold up into walls or transform into couches. Tables double as desks or dining spots. Storage hides under the floor or above door frames. It's design built for efficiency, and that efficiency translates directly into savings. Think about it. If your furniture can transform or tuck away, you don't need to buy extra pieces. You're not paying for a separate office setup, a spare bedroom, or a dining room that gets used twice a month. The Japanese approach reduces both clutter and cost. A smaller, smarter home means fewer items to purchase, maintain, repair, or replace. Over time, that practicality adds up to real money. Even everyday systems in Japanese apartments are designed with savings in mind. Sliding doors instead of swinging ones save space and let you use every corner. Modular shelving allows you to adapt instead of buy new furniture when your needs change. Compact, efficient appliances like 2-in-1 washer dryers or low-energy rice cookers keep bills low while making daily life easier. This mindset extends beyond the home itself. Japanese cities are designed around small living. Convenience stores, laundromats, capsule hotels, public baths, and shared workspaces fill in the gaps of what people don't have at home. Instead of spending money to expand their apartments, people rely on shared public amenities. It's like having access to the whole city as your extended living room. Smart design also means smarter consumption. In Japan, quality often beats quantity. People would rather spend on one well-designed item that lasts for years than replace cheap items repeatedly. Whether it's a high-quality futon, a rice cooker that lasts a decade, or modular furniture that adapts over time, this approach saves money long-term. It's also worth noting the psychological effect. Living in a well-designed, efficient space reduces stress and makes small living feel luxurious instead of cramped. When your home is organized and everything fits perfectly, you feel more in control financially and emotionally. Ultimately, Japan's small space design philosophy isn't about restriction, it's about optimization. When you design smarter, you spend smarter. You stop throwing money at problems that good planning could solve. And that's the beauty of it. Japanese people have learned how to live comfortably, even luxuriously, in minimal space by letting design do the heavy lifting. In a world obsessed with more, Japan proves that better almost always means less. One of the biggest misconceptions about small living in Japan is that it's lonely or limiting. In reality, the opposite is true. Japanese culture has mastered the art of community, turning compact homes into springboards for a rich social life outside the walls. Living small doesn't mean living less. It means living more out there. In dense cities like Tokyo, Osaka, or Kyoto, space is a luxury, but connection is everywhere. Instead of inviting friends into a cramped apartment, people meet in cozy cafes, ramen shops, karaoke bars, or public parks. The city itself becomes the living room. This cultural design makes socializing easier and cheaper. You don't have to own a big home to host or impress anyone. You simply go out and enjoy what's already built around you. Public amenities fill in what small apartments lack. You'll find coin laundromats, communal baths, sento and onsen, 24-hour convenience stores, and affordable restaurants on nearly every corner. These spaces aren't just practical, they're social hubs. A Japanese worker might grab a bowl of noodles for 600 yen after work instead of cooking in a tiny kitchen, and that's completely normal. It's efficient, social, and cost-effective. This community-based lifestyle saves money in subtle ways. You don't need to buy large appliances if you can use shared ones. You don't need a massive fridge when fresh food is available daily within walking distance. You don't need to spend on entertainment systems when the city itself offers endless low-cost or free experiences, festivals, street food, and late-night strolls through neon-lit districts. Living small also fosters emotional well-being. Without the burden of maintaining a large home or endless possessions, people have more time and energy to engage with others. They build relationships, not collections. It's a lifestyle that prioritizes experiences over ownership, connection over consumption. In Japan, you'll also notice a sense of respect within shared spaces. Small apartments encourage quieter living and mindfulness about neighbors, a subtle social contract that keeps communities peaceful and cooperative. Even in crowded cities, people maintain harmony through small daily courtesies. This lifestyle model stands in stark contrast to many Western societies where isolation grows despite bigger homes. In Japan, small living physically pulls people out into the world. The focus isn't on expanding private space, it's on expanding shared experiences. And that's the social brilliance of living small. It teaches you that wealth isn't just money in your account. It's having access to a community that meets your needs affordably, efficiently, and with joy. The Japanese have built a society where space is tight but life feels full. Living small doesn't shrink your world. It connects you more deeply to it. In Japan, frugality isn't about penny pinching. It's about freedom. It's the quiet discipline that lets people live life on their own terms without being chained to debt, clutter, or the pressure to constantly upgrade. The Japanese approach to money and minimal living is less about sacrifice and more about designing a life that's light, flexible, and financially secure. When you live small and spend intentionally, you buy yourself options. That's the real reward of frugality. Fewer bills mean fewer worries. You can change jobs, travel more, or simply work less without fear of going broke. Many Japanese people understand that freedom doesn't come from earning more. It comes from needing less. Living in a tiny apartment or choosing not to own excess stuff might look restrictive from the outside, but it's actually liberating. You're not stuck paying for things that don't make you happy. You don't have to stress about maintaining a giant house or paying off a long mortgage. Instead, you focus on what truly matters: experiences, relationships, and peace of mind. Japan's culture of modest living has deep roots in concepts like motainai, a respect for resources, and an aversion to waste. It's the belief that nothing should be thrown away or used carelessly, including money. This mindset naturally encourages people to repair, reuse, and rethink before buying something new. The result? Less spending, less clutter, and a more meaningful relationship with the things you do own. Frugality also creates a sense of independence. Many young Japanese professionals choose smaller apartments not because they can't afford more, but because they want to keep their expenses low and their mobility high. They're not locked into lifestyles that demand constant income growth. They can take career risks, start small businesses, or even take extended breaks, choices that are impossible when your life depends on maintaining expensive habits. And the beauty is, this lifestyle doesn't feel poor. It feels intentional. Japanese cities are designed for simple pleasures: affordable food, efficient public transport, community spaces, and endless things to do without spending a fortune. By living below their means, people gain a kind of calm wealth, the confidence of knowing they control their lives, not the other way around. That's the real secret. Frugality isn't about saying no to joy. It's about saying no to waste and yes to freedom. The less you own, the lighter you live. And in Japan, that lightness often leads straight to financial peace. So when you see those tiny Japanese apartments online, the ones barely big enough for a bed and a desk, don't just think small, think smart. Behind every square meter is a philosophy of control, creativity, and quiet wealth building that most of the world overlooks. Living small in Japan isn't about giving up comfort. It's about rejecting the illusion that more space or more stuff equals more happiness. It's a lifestyle built on efficiency, design, and discipline, the kind of mindset that turns modest living into long-term freedom. The truth is, Japanese people aren't richer despite their small homes. They're richer because of them. They've mastered the art of spending less without living less. And that's something the rest of us could learn a lot from. So maybe the question isn't, how do they live like that? Maybe it's, why aren't we?